Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a morning weather update. I'm CBS19 Meteorologist Joel Robinson. We're currently streaming live on our CBS19 Plus streaming app, as well as YouTube and Facebook. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. We're going to be going over the latest details on the rain chances going into this evening and going into tomorrow and even into parts of your Saturday as well. So you've come to the right place for all that. Let's get started here. CBS19 live radar here shows a clean sweep over East Texas at the moment. Should be nice and beautiful as you head outside, but then we're gonna turn our attention to Oklahoma and parts of Arkansas as well. We've got this large area of rain moving in. That's ahead of a cold front. Some of that will be making its way down to East Texas as we head into later parts of today, potentially into game time. There is some updated information that does suggest possibly that it will weaken even more, especially as it continues to move towards I-20. So that's some good news there. I do know that there's some games going on in the Texarkana area, and in that area, we do have a slight risk for severe thunderstorms. It's a 2 out of 5 risk for severe thunderstorms, so meaning maybe 3, 4 locations could potentially see some damaging winds, some hail, a very low-end tornado threat, as well as flash flooding. Although I do think flash flooding is going to be the #1 risk for today. We're talking a lot of rainfall for today, potentially 2 to 3 inches in some locations. But in the meantime, we are going to continue to stay dry. We have a low-end chance for rain. I think we're going to pretty much stay dry here across the area. We'll be up to 94 for this afternoon under mostly cloudy to partly cloudy skies as we go into this afternoon. Here is some locations to consider for under the lights. We got some Thursday night football games kicking off for tonight. We got one in Hallsville, Texarkana, and Palestine. Hallsville will be up to 88 for this evening, 78 for Texarkana. Both will feature a chance for some thunderstorms. Palestine looks to be not quite in the clear, but we do have some partly cloudy skies for the most part. We'll be in the low 90s by that time. But if you're attending games, again, in Hallsville, Texarkana, basically locations along and north of I-20, you are going to likely be affected by the rainfall that we're going to be seeing. So if you're heading out, rain gear, absolutely. Definitely make sure to grab that rain gear if you're heading out this evening, especially if you're heading out to the games. Watch for lightning. We're expecting gusty thunderstorms, heavy rain, and dangerous lightning with these storms. So if you see lightning or even just hear thunder, make sure you find somewhere to go in case the storm moves into your area. This is very quite dangerous situation. Just with normal thunderstorms alone, it's already a pretty dangerous situation. But here's the latest update here with the severe weather outlook. Last time we updated you, it was just an isolated risk. It's just basically this green. But now the Storm Prediction Center has upgraded parts of the area to a scattered risk. So that's a 2 out of 5 risk, and that's going to basically include mainly locations near the I-30 corridor, and that does include Texarkana. So Jefferson, Linden, Mount Pleasant, Sulphur Springs, way off to the north, and as you keep going further to the south, it becomes more of an isolated threat, and those storms will continue to slide basically in a southeasterly direction. And as it kind of runs into some less favorable conditions, we're talking areas along and south of I-20, it'll start to dissipate. It will be a little bit wet in some spots. Not going to rule out rain altogether. I think we'll have a chance to maybe be a little wet in some spots, but the severe weather threat basically goes away as you go further to the south. But that's what we're watching now as we head into this afternoon and evening. Here's what it looks like on your future skycast. Here's the latest information. So line of strong to severe thunderstorms moves in. Here's 7 o'clock. So it reaches Sulphur Springs, Mount Pleasant, Linden, those areas. Again, we're talking about some heavy rainfall and some gusty winds and potentially a low-end tornado threat. Very, very low end, but as you can see, it moves down. Here's 9 o'clock. It'll be in Gilmer, Mineola, way, way weaker than it was back when it was 7 o'clock here. And as it continues to move south, there it goes. Fizzle out, it runs into less favorable conditions and runs out of gas, basically. So anything basically along and south of I-20 has a lesser extent of a chance, basically, for any showers or thunderstorms. And then we move into Friday. We will have a chance for some of our eastern locations to get in on some rain showers. For the overnight, could have a few passing showers in some of our northeastern counties. But as we move into Friday, most of it is going to be over Louisiana. That's where most of the rain is likely going to be falling. But as we move into Friday afternoon, here's 4 o'clock. We got a heavy downpour over Sabine County, even into parts of St. Augustine County, and a couple of passing showers over deep East Texas and into central parts of East Texas. That lingers into 6 o'clock. Here's more heavy downpours, mainly going to be focused in some of our southeastern counties and across deep East Texas, with occasional passing showers basically to the north of that. And here goes Saturday, 7 a.m. Got a few patchy showers in the morning. That does look to disappear a little bit as we head into the later afternoon. Definitely could potentially see some heavy downpours in some of our western locations. Either way, basically we would just have a chance of rain all day on Saturday. It was just limited to the morning, but now we have additional shower chances through the afternoon that will be very brief, and they'll just be in and out pretty quickly. Here is where rainfall is going to be mainly focused. So the most rainfall here, as you can see, the darker colors, the purples, the reds, along and north of I-20. That's really going to be, contributed to that heavy line that's going to be moving through alongside maybe a couple of rounds for the overnight and into Friday. But we're talking potentially 2.5 inches for Mount Pleasant, a little over 1.5 inches for Linden, a little over 1 inch for Jefferson. So you can see the higher amounts along and north of I-20, closer to the I-30 corridor. That basically drops to the south and east over Louisiana. So that's kind of where that track is going to go through. But you can see Texarkana potentially in that 1.5 to 2 inch category. Some very, very heavy rainfall is going to be possible even through tomorrow. So that's kind of what we can expect. And again, folks in that direction, you're in that severe weather risk. So we do have the chance, again, to see some damaging winds, some large hail. I think it's a little bit less of a chance at this point. The main thing that we're going to be watching for, again, damaging winds. We're going to be watching for a very low-end tornado threat. We have a 2% chance by the Storm Prediction Center. That basically means that there's a 2% chance within 25 miles of a singular point within that region to get a tornado. So it's a very, very, very low chance. So that's what we're looking at there. But as you can see, the rainfall is what we're really going to be concerned with as we head into the next couple of days. Saturday comes along, additional rainfall is going to be possible in some of our southwestern counties and even into our southern counties as well. So 1/2 inch by the time we get to Saturday evening for Lufkin, 1600s for Crockett, a little under 1 inch for Palestine. So again, here's the stuff for tonight. Here's the stuff basically for Saturday and particularly Saturday evening is when we could get the heaviest stuff. But all of us will have a chance to see some rain at some point. I think it'll be a little bit more widespread, especially on Saturday with those patchy showers in the morning, but we'll have some heavier downpours for us in the afternoon. So again, for the lows tonight, upper 60s to low 70s. We got those showers possible, especially in our northeastern corner, basically. And that's basically kind of where that large area of rain ahead of that cold front is going to be sliding towards. So clips the northeast side of our area, moves into Shreveport, parts of Louisiana. That's the track it is expected to take. Here's your 7-day forecast now. So up to 94 for today. Again, watching mainly along and north of I-20 to get those really decently soaking rain showers and thunderstorms, and then we move down to 88 degrees, potentially even as low as 84. It really is going to depend on where these showers and thunderstorms end up setting themselves up. A lot of it, again, is going to be kind of scattered around for Friday, northeastern corner, and possibly even the eastern half of our viewing area. And then we get to Saturday, becomes a little bit more widespread with additional rain showers. That's why I have a high, of 84 degrees. For Saturday, some of that will linger into Sunday, but very, very low-end chances there. And then Labor Day looks fantastic. We'll be up to 87 by then, with partly cloudy skies moving into mostly sunny skies for Tuesday and Wednesday, and those temperatures keep climbing up from there. We'll be in the low 90s by that time. So that's kind of the timing of the rain. We'll go over future skycast one more time because I know there was a lot of information on basically timing and location. So we'll go over that one more time. So again, the number one thing here, I have the severe weather outlook, But the number one thing here is the risk for flooding. Yes, we do have that severe weather risk here for some damaging winds. I would not be too surprised to see maybe folks that are in Linden or Jefferson, Texarkana, to get some severe thunderstorm warnings tonight. I know there's some games up there. The biggest threat here is going to be flooding. There's a ton of moisture with this. Can't rule out maybe a damaging wind gust or two and a very low-end tornado threat. So definitely want to be weather aware going into this evening, especially as that large line of thunderstorms makes its way down. By the time it gets to I-20, it fizzles out, it's gone. We got that isolated chance, and as you go further south, we just don't have the conditions favorable for the development of severe weather at that point. So that's, again, that's the locations that we're watching for. Again, above it all, it's flooding, but especially for the folks that are in that yellow shaded area, definitely could get some stronger to severe thunderstorms within that area. I'm going to pull up the Facebook stream to see if you guys have any questions. I didn't bring it up at all. If you have any questions, be sure to let me know. I'll be glad to answer those for you. So yeah, that's kind of the location. We'll go over timing one more time with your future Skycast. I know this is a lot of information. There's just a ton of rain. Very, very busy in the weather department today, that's for sure. All right, we're going to start future Skycast again at 4 o'clock. This is 4:25. So a couple of showers are going to be trying to make their way into East Texas by that time. But here comes 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is what we're watching for when it comes to Sulphur Springs, Mount Pleasant, Linden, and even into parts of Texarkana as well. As it continues to move south, it runs out of gas. We lose a lot of surface heating. We lose a lot of those ingredients to really keep it going. But certainly Mineola, Gilmer, maybe even into parts of Tyler, if it holds on, we'll have the potential to see some gusty winds and some heavy downpours. But you can see 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock on, done. A couple of occasional heavy downpours possible in some of our northeastern corners by midnight, but we're basically done with the activity until we get to tomorrow afternoon. Here's Friday morning. A lot of that is off to the south and east, basically to the east over Louisiana. That's the heaviest band. It will have the potential to clip parts of the area with repeat showers coming through the northeastern parts, and then we'll have some showers and thunderstorms developing on their own, especially as we get into the afternoon. We'll have some additional moisture from that warm front coming in and those rain showers that were coming in, that are expected to come in for tonight. So we'll have some heavy downpours by Friday. So here's Friday by 4 o'clock. Occasional showers near Jacksonville, southwest of Henderson, near the Palestine area. There's Canton. And then it all kind of collects itself into another heavy downpour, especially across Deep East Texas. So especially as we go into Friday, Deep East Texas has that better chance to see some heavy downpours. Basically, they'll have their turn, basically. So north side of I-20 for tonight, south side of I-20 for tomorrow. And then we get to Saturday, it becomes patchy all over. Again, the better chance for storms, for some good heavy rainfall storms, is going to be over Deep East Texas. But all of us, especially in the morning, will have a chance of getting on a few patchy showers. So that's kind of the story. So again, north of I-20 for tonight, south of I-20 for tomorrow. Parts of Saturday could feature all of us, and then for the afternoon, we'll have some more heavy downpours over Deep East Texas. So that is what we can expect going into the next couple of days. So yes, some of the games may be affected, especially the ones along and north of I-20, especially Texarkana with that severe weather risk. We're not expecting a huge tornado risk out of it. We're mainly just expecting, once again, damaging winds and flash flooding. So that is what I have for you as far as data sets go right now. Let's end it off with your forecast here for Under the Lights. We will keep you updated throughout the day here. Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony will be here a little bit later to have some updated information. We do not have a weather impact alert in place, but we do have the chance to see some severe thunderstorms north of I-20, mainly closer to the Linden, Sulphur Springs, and Texarkana area. But this is what you can expect for tonight. If you're attending games in Hallsville, Texarkana, Palestine should be in good shape tonight. Texarkana, Hallsville, couple of areas that we need to watch for. So again, Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony will have the latest information for you this afternoon, and then I will have some more data for you for the noon show. But be sure to stay with us on CBS 19 for the latest weather updates. Make sure to be weather aware, and make sure to have the right gear. Make sure to bring some rain gear with you for this evening. And make sure to move indoors promptly if you do see lightning or hear thunder. So that's what I have for you now. Be sure to tune in with us on the noon show for the latest weather updates, and have a great and wonderful day, everybody.